Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning meditation. So glad to be here with you as always. Oh my goodness. For some reason, I had the opportunity this weekend to just look over some of our previous meditations, and I really appreciate when I hear back from you which ones really stand out to you. That helps me because, there are 5 million, and that's a lowball estimate of different ways to meditate. And it's not so much that we know them all, but it's that we find the ways that resonate with us so that when we sit down for our meditation, we're not trying to do some kind of meditation practice properly, but that we're just doing it. It's more important to do it than to do something perfectly, so we can spend a lot of time looking at different methodologies, or we can spend that time meditating. And I have a preference, if you haven't noticed, that we just do it. So, um, so yeah. So I was thinking as I was looking back on these meditations, and somebody had sent me a video this week of, somebody talking about what to do in a stressful situation. And I can't even remember his name. I'm so sorry. But, he was talking about breathing. What's the first thing we do? When a stressful situation is at hand, we breathe and we stop and we step back and we don't take action until we know what we need to do. And even if that means we're not handling the problem in the moment, that's okay, unless it's an emergency. And then we'll do the best we can and get through it. But most things aren't emergencies. Most things that are stressful are just the daily, I have to interact with this person who's uncomfortable for me, or I have to sit down and organize this stack of papers, which is uncomfortable, or, I have to go out in public in some sort of situation and I don't like doing that. I have to find my way from here to there, and it's stressful even with a GPS, and where am I going to park? All of those things that can seem insignificant during our day, but when we're going through them, they're very significant. They may not be significant to somebody else. We all have our stressors in that are stressors to our own nervous system that may not be stressors to other people. And pulling on that breath is a wonderful way to stop and slow down. Our the challenge with our anxiety is that it's designed to push action. It's our fight or flight mechanism. So it's designed to either get the heck out of there or fight. And so when we're in a stressful situation and we find ourselves struggling, well, of course we do. That's our default. Our default is struggle, either struggle to get away or struggle to fight. And we struggle to freeze, or we just give up on the struggle and we freeze, we shut down. So we have all these methods that are biologically and evolutionarily imperative, but we as a species have really outgrown the need for that fight or flight mechanism. Not 100%, because, I like to use the silly example. Hopefully, it's a silly example that if we see a bus coming at us, that fight or flight mechanism is going to be alerted and get us the heck out of the way. And we're not going to stand there and think about it for 5 minutes before we decide what we do. We want to get the heck out of the way of the bus. But other than imminent physical danger, we really can use that higher part of our brain, that higher part of our connected mind body system, and discern, hey, I don't need to be stressing out here. I don't have to push myself. Let me step back, breathe, calm down, look at my options, slow down the process. There's no hurry. We think there's a hurry. The anxiety part of our brains wants us to believe that it's a hurry. but it's not true. It's just doing what it does. It's like, I don't know, if you are a parent or have been ever been with a child and they're like, Mom, 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 right now, let's look, do this, do this. And it may be just a loving situation that we get to look at, but that child's nervous system needs it right now. It's like right now, right now, right now. Our nervous systems never really outgrow that because that's what they're designed to do. Just urgent, urgent. Everything is urgent. But, if we can think of it more playfully like that, then we go, oh, that's my 4-year-old little nervous system, wanting my attention right now. But I can set a boundary here. I can set a boundary with my nervous system and say, okay, honey, it's okay. I know. I need to breathe, and then I'll come look at whatever you want me to look at. And we can really work with ourselves that way and just let everything be what it is. Let everything be what it is. So that's not exactly what I was going to talk about today, so that's interesting. I like where that went. So let's go ahead and practice our stepping back and breathing and not paying attention to. Not that we don't notice it. So we pay attention. I'm thinking of that 4-year-old child metaphor here now that we've got that going. And it's not that we don't acknowledge what we're feeling. We just don't have to jump into it every time it says something. We don't have to. If we have time for that 4-year-old, we can do it. But if we don't, then we set a boundary and we say, I'm not going there right now. When we're listening to the news, we don't have to go there right now. Mm. So that's a different conversation. I'm pulling myself back from that one. But let's stick with that 4-year-old and it tugging on our mind, tugging on our attention and really wanting us to pay attention to it. And we're just going to return our focus back to our breath. We're just going to say, not right now. Go play. We're going to breathe. So I invite you to get comfortable in your chair. Oh, we take a couple of deep breaths. And however you're sitting for this meditation time, I invite you to just notice your body in that space, in that sitting space. Notice where your feet are. Notice where your bottom contacts the chair or bed or floor. Let your attention come into your breath. You don't have to breathe any certain way at this moment. Just notice what it's doing. Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it, I call it crunchy when it's not quite breathing clearly. Like my breath isn't in sync with my body. Or maybe your breath is smooth and easy and calm. Whatever it is, there's no judgment. We're just noticing. And we're going to do our quick breath for a little while. Not necessarily the whole time unless you feel so moved, but we're just going to do it to help bring our mind and bodies into cooperation. So we focus on that breath coming in through the belly. And as we breathe in to the count of 4 and breathe out to the count of 4. So we breathe in 2, 3, 4, and breathe out 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4. And just keep this going at your own count, your own focusing on your breath. And as you breathe out to that count of 4, just feel your body relaxing more and more. We don't have to hold the breath, we're just counting, just to make sure the breaths are deep enough that we're getting the right balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in our system, which helps the mind feel calm, the body feel relaxed. And when those thoughts try for your attention, just notice them like that little child and just touch them with your attention, with love, and let them go. Give yourself permission to really let go of all thoughts. Just feel your breath. Hear the sounds in your room, inside, outside. And just notice them. Our minds are such busy, busy places. So when we focus on our breath, it gives our mind a rest. If you find it difficult to quiet the mind in this way as you focus on your breath, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Let the mind play in the background. But just keep following your breath. Just keep feeling that breath moving in, filling you, and moving out as you let it go. And focus on the next breath. It can feel so wonderful and so strange at the same time to not be tending to anything else but the breath. But being able to do this and practice this and build this ability is our freedom. It's freedom from spending time in worry, Because we're using our mind all day long, it's so important to give ourselves this practice of using the mind for only watching the breath, letting everything else go, so that we can build that muscle, build that ability to step back from things that we need to step back from during the day. Meditation is a wonderful practice. Sometimes it feels peaceful, sometimes it feels like a struggle to bring our attention back to our breath. But even in these two meditation scenarios, they are both successful. They are both building that muscle. Whether our meditation is easy or a struggle, it is all working toward the same beautiful goal of being able to be present with ourselves beyond the mind, beyond the mind activity and emotional pulls. I invite you to continue this practice right now if you have time to do that and feel so moved. If you need to go about your day, I invite you to remember to spend time with your breath, just a couple of minutes here and there throughout the day. And that will keep you very steady, perhaps even surprisingly steady. And that makes life so much easier. Not because of what's going on the outside, but because of our ability to be present on the inside. So if you do need to go about your day, take a couple of deep breaths. Feel your feet on the floor. Thank you for practicing this with me today. I practice every day as well, so I am always glad to do it together. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye bye.